Hey guys, I am so excited you got your makeup and I am going to show you exactly what you need to do now that you have your tins in front of you, your compact, your brushes, and you're probably like, where do I start? So first, you're going to get all your tins and you're going to slide them out of the top of the cover and you're going to pop them into your compact. There's no really right way to set up your compact. I like to do my creams on top, powders on the bottom if you have more than 2 levels. You don't have to separate them. I just prefer it that way. I always put my highlights together, then my contour, if you have a lip and cheek, illuminator, bronzer. So I just try to put them all together. Now I always match people with a main highlight and with a brightener highlight. And the brightener highlight's just gonna be a shade or 2 darker. So you'll be able to tell, like this is my main highlight, this is my brightener highlight. I actually have an in-between one in here too. But I always match with 2. So your main highlight, it's gonna go all along your jawline, up on your forehead. You know, it's pretty much your main foundation color, and then your brightener highlight is gonna kind of brighten under your eye if you want that look. You can take it down the center of your nose, a little bit on your forehead, a little bit down here, a little bit here. Okay, so this is just to all create this 3D and, you know, kind of sculpted look to your face. So I always recommend 2 brushes to start. You might have gotten 2, you might have gotten 1. I always suggest this one, the blush and bronzer. And then some people either get the Detail Hack or the Best Blend, depending on your preference. Another popular one I recommend is the Buffy. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how I like to use the brushes. And then again, there's no right way. Whatever you feel comfortable with, you can use. Okay. So I'm going to start with my blush and bronzer. I'm going to start with my main highlight. So you can start with contour if you want. I like to start with my main highlight, but actually, well, yeah, I'm going to start with my main highlight today to show you. Okay, so first start with a fresh face. If you have dry skin, you can moisturize. Our Milk system is amazing. Just make sure after you moisturize, just make sure it sinks in and that it's dry before you apply your makeup. Otherwise, your makeup could slide on your face. So I'm just gonna tap, you guys, a little goes a long way. That is the biggest mistake people make at first, is they put way too much highlight on and not enough contour. So I'm literally just tapping and I like to do these buffing circular motions as I apply it. If you have any fine lines or wrinkles, you can do this kind of tapping motion around those areas, okay? If you have beautiful, young skin, you can kind of swipe this makeup on, but I really think the buffing, the circular motion is the best, especially if you have large pores like I do around my nose. The buffing really helps to diminish them. Okay, so if you have redness, scarring, you can just go over that with the highlight, and then I'm gonna take the highlight up along my forehead. You can see how it's a little bit brighter than my natural skin tone, and that's okay. The color might look yellow when you first put it on, but once it heats up to your skin and melts in, the color will look right. So just don't give up on the color right away. Okay, so just like that. If you have an under eye corrector, usually I recommend Frenchie or Mango, sometimes June, depending on the color. I usually just use my finger to color correct that area. So whatever your color corrector is, you can go in there. You might not need a corrector, so then you can go straight to your brightener highlight, which again, I'm just gonna tap in here. Just a little goes a long way, you guys. And anytime you're layering creams, you definitely wanna do the stippling motion. So this kind of tapping, and you're gonna wanna take the brightener highlight in this triangle shape. You don't wanna just put it in the bag of your eye. You wanna bring that brightener color down. Now, if you have more mature skin and you don't want the brightener look, that's okay. You can skip that part. Or sometimes if your main highlight color is too dark or your brightener is too light, you can mix them together. Like, don't be afraid to mix those colors to get a better match for yourself. Okay, so now that I have those in those 2 triangle shapes, I like to take my finger and just make sure it goes all the way to the lash line to cover up all that dark circle. Okay? Then I can take whatever's left and kind of buff it up here for that brightener, a little down here, a little on the top of my lip, and then we'll go down the nose as well. Okay? Now we are gonna move to the contour color. So if you want, you can just clean off your brush. Like I usually just swipe over my eyes, whatever's left, to just help prime for whatever eyeshadow look I'm gonna do. And then you can move to the contour. So usually people either have gotten the Best Blend Forever or the Detail Hack. I'll do half my face with each so you can see how that looks. So with the contour is a thicker consistency. It's a little bit tougher to get on the brush, so you can, you know, kind of push into it a little bit harder. You're gonna suck in your cheeks, find that cheekbone, and you're just going to feather it right on there. Okay? Then you're gonna take it up along your forehead. And this is when your face kind of comes back to life. It adds some warmth. I'm just gonna do half my face with this side. Okay, and then you can do along your jawline as well. Just make sure you blend it out. Okay, then you can move to this little end if you want to contour your nose. Again, you don't have to, but you just take that contour down the side of the nose. Okay, now if you have the Detail Hack, again, I do this like tapping motion to get it in here. Suck in the cheek, and you're just going to kind of stipple it, you know, swipe, whatever you want to do under that cheekbone. Okay, so this applies a little bit more product and is a little bit more detailed. Like this one is already starting to be feathered out. So it just depends, you know, both brushes are great. The Best Blend is nice because it starts to blend it for you. Okay, and then again, the small end you can use to start to contour your nose. When I contour my nose, I look down like this. And the key with contouring your nose, it does take practice. You're gonna do it down the sides of the nose, connect it at the bottom, and then brush it up into your brow. But the key is to just barely apply, like, you know, the good thing is to put your hand at the end and just barely touch your nose with a very small amount of product. Then you can take that brightener highlight and go down the center. Okay, and that is gonna contour your nose. Okay, now if you got a bronzer, this is where I would say do your bronzer and use this big end of the blush and bronzer brush, and I'm just gonna put it into the apple of my cheek. And if you don't have bronzer, you can skip this step. And then I'm just gonna start blending this out. See how easy that blends out into the cheek and blend out. Okay, so see how they both blend out the same. So it really doesn't matter what brush you start with. It's whatever one you prefer, but they're both gonna blend out. And then I'm just gonna start to blend in these lines on my nose. If you have a white neck like me, I have a darker chest, but a whiter neck, you can take this bronzer and just kind of blend it in around your neck. Bella is a great bronzer. You can also use like a darker highlight like Icon. That's a great one to use as a bronzer. And then I'm just gonna make sure, I'm just switching back to this brush and making sure I keep this under eye area nice and bright because that's the look I like. Okay, so if you didn't get bronzer, now we can move to the cheek color. So whatever cheek color you got, so many good ones. I'm gonna use Sandstone today because I wanna show you how beautiful it is. It looks scary in the tin because they're highly pigmented, but it's such a beautiful color. And I'm just going to, you can use the brush, but I'm just gonna show you with my finger. I'm just gonna put it into the cheek, into the apple of my cheek, and then kind of blend it up a little teeny bit up my contour line. Just but the apple of the cheek, and then I'm just gonna blend it out. So again, you could use this end of the brush. That's what I use for my highlight to apply it. But if you didn't want to, you know, mix the two colors, you can just use your finger. The other thing, if you do use it, just get a paper towel or a microfiber cloth and just wipe it off. It cleans really fast. Okay, so just like that. Super, super easy, you guys. So that is the basic hack. You have your main highlight, your brightener highlight, your contour, your cheek color. Now you can do your lips. So a lot of our lip colors, some are matte, some are glossy. So I always like to start with a glossier one because I drier lips. This is Summer Love. This is like my favorite. It's beautiful on its own. And then I can add some of that Sandstone to it. Okay. So that's the Summer Love, and then if you want to see with the Sandstone, I can just add some of that color to it. Isn't that pretty? So it's not as scary as it looks in the tin. Okay, but if you want to choose a glossy versus a matte color, just let me know and I can help you choose, but there's so many good ones. Okay, so that is the basic hack, you guys. If you want to set, I like to set my under eye with a little bit of powder. I actually use our Vanilla Dust. If you have a setting powder at home, you can do that. This is our Power Powder brush. I love it because it's on an angle. And I just kind of dip into that Vanilla Dust. And if you're oily, you can kind of set your T-zone area, anything like that. But that's your main color. Then is the illuminator time. So we have cream illuminators and powder. Today, I'll show you, like, this one's a powder down here. I'm gonna use this one. This is actually a perfume and an illuminator, and I love, love, love it. This is mascara number 2. And the illuminator is just gonna go on the tops of your cheekbones, and it's just gonna give you a nice shimmer. You can put it down the center of your nose if you want. You can put a little bit right here on your lip. See how that kind of highlights your Cupid's bow? If you want to make your lips look fuller, you can put a little bit right in the center of your lips. Okay, so that is your highlight, your brightener highlight, your contour, your lip and cheek, and your illuminator. So that makes the 3D foundation. So right there is kind of your basic foundation look. If you want to stay on for a few minutes, I'm going to show you some other things you can do with your makeup. So first, if you feel, so a common mistake people make is sometimes they go a little too low. An easy way to kind of fix a contour line that goes too low, because cream is so forgiving, you just do this Nike swoosh on both sides. Nike swoosh. Oops, sorry, that's my dog. Nike swoosh on both sides, and look at that lift it gives you. Okay, so cream is super forgiving. You can just push it back to where you need it. Shh, sorry. Okay, another thing I like to do is I like to use the contour color to fill in my brows a little bit. I'm losing, hair in certain areas in my brows. So I like to take this Hotline brush and fill in my brow, just to, nothing too crazy, but just fill in where it's missing hair. Okay? And just kind of give it more of that kind of slant. And I just, again, take it up. I go up, I follow the hairline, and then I just bring it down here to fill in this part which is missing. And then I just take a little bit along the bottom and then fill it in here. Okay, so you can also use any of the shadows to fill in your brows as well if you like that better. But I really like the contour. The other thing with your contour, you can use it to line your lips to make them look fuller. Look at that. Like, just makes them look so plump. And then, like I said, you can even get a super dark contour and line your eyes, like use it as an eyeliner, which I like to do. Okay, so now if you got some shadows, I'm gonna show you, this is the Eyeshadow Everything brush. We also have the Blend In Tap, which is a great eyeshadow brush. And I'll do a quick look for you. I'm gonna use this color called Valencia. I love it. It's just like this light pale orange, and I'm gonna put that all over on my lid, over here, all over. Then I'm gonna take this color called Zion, which is very much like sandstone. Just tap off the excess. And then I'm just gonna build that into my crease and just kind of do this wiper motion back and forth. And that's going to just add some dimension to my eye. Just like we highlight and contour our face, we're gonna kind of do that same idea with our eyes. So just like that into the crease. So the darker color, so you main color all over, darker color, just swish back and forth in your crease. And then you can take like some Vanilla Dust, or we have a color called Cupcake, and you can kind of blend in that darker color above your eye You don't have to do this, but sometimes depending on how dark that color is, you just need to, you can blend it up. Then I like to take this color called Sabrina. This is like one of my favorites. And I love to take this into the inner corner of my eye, above and below. To make, again, just to make my eyes pop and to make it look like I'm wide awake. And that my kids didn't, or my dog didn't wake me up at night, right? Then if you want that mid-tone color, you could always bring some of that along the bottom of your line. So not your crease color, but just like a mid-tone color. Like you could use this color called Leo, which is really pretty. And bring a little bit of that along your lash line if you want to make your eyes pop. Just a little bit. Then if you want to add a shimmer color, you would add that. I'll do a little bit. You want to add that right in the center of your eye. Your shimmer right here in the center. Okay, so that's just 4 eyeshadow colors to give you a really pretty look, and then you can just kind of blend them together. Make sure everything is blended. And then if you wanted to take this to like a night look, you could just add a deeper crease color, something like this, like Cocoa. And then you would be ready to kind of take it out for nighttime. But I just kind of like just a nice, easy color during the day. Then as for mascara, you guys, I always use whatever mascara you want. We obviously don't have one. My favorite is this Buxom. I mean, I go back and forth with favorites, but I really like this Buxom Extrovert. So that's what I've been using. So I'll apply that. So if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Email me if you feel you have a color issue, if you need help with brushes, anything like that, just let me know. If you did get the Buffy brush, I like to use the big end for the highlight areas and the small end for the contour areas. And then you would just have to blend, you know, if you didn't get the other brush, you would just have to blend everything together with this. This is why I love this brush, because it just blends everything effortlessly together and it just looks amazing. So if you have any questions, again, email me, mascara with a K by Kate@gmail.com. It came in, you know, the same email I color matched you with. And if you, as you know, the seasons change and you need different colors, remember that if you're in the US, it's free shipping always. You can always just buy one additional color because I have transition colors in here. You can add a little bit more bronzer to help lengthen your highlight. And yeah, just let me know. I can work with you, help you out, and hope you enjoy your makeup. This is so much fun, isn't it? You can take it in the car. It's so great and so easy to travel with too, which is, I usually do my makeup in my car. But anyway, hope you had fun watching this. Hopefully it was helpful, and just reach out if you need anything. Bye. Okay, just kidding. I came back because I wanted to show you the final look actually with mascara, right? Because that really kind of shows when your eyes start to pop. So there it is, you guys. A little bit of shimmer on my cheeks, a little bit on my eyes. So again, please don't hesitate to reach out. I am here to help you along the way, and hope you enjoy your makeup and hope you have so much fun applying it. Bye.